Greetings, sports fans nationwide. Lex Anderson, World Sports Opinion Log. This video was supposed to be about the Lakers losing to the Wizards last night, but earlier today it was breaking news that Tiger Woods was involved in a car accident and has been taken to the hospital where he's not listed as being in critical condition, but they are performing surgery on him, lower body injuries to his legs, it's believed. And I just have to put that out there because it did happen today. But of course, this being the sports opinion log, me being the top 1%er and people's sportscaster, I'm seeing it out there on Twitter. Prayers for Tiger Woods. And yes, indeed, there should be prayers for Tiger Woods. But being a sports historian, I have to note that a lot of you out there probably do not know that Tiger Woods is actually one of the biggest sellout Negroes in almost all of sports history. So I'll just let you know in case you don't know. The Masters, back in 1997, a young Tiger Woods won it all. 21 years old, a record 12 strokes. There was no competition. And a man of color put on the fabled, famous green jacket. The world of golf is predominantly racist. The Masters never had any players in its tournaments up until 1975. And their famous Augusta, Georgia golf course had no members until 1990. And here comes a young man of color, Tiger Woods, 21, blazing a trail for what the African American community would have hoped to be someone to look up to. And when he won the tournament, what did Tiger Woods do? He renounced his blackness. I'm not black, he said. I'm Cablinasian. He's a mix of Caucasian, black, American Indian, and Asian. According to Tiger Woods, to say that he was African American would have been the equivalent to omitting his mother's existence in his diverse life. But then over the course of his life, Tiger Woods married a white woman, making him a sellout Negro. Not just any white woman. She wasn't a supermodel. She was a babysitter for NHL hockey players. Hint, hint, a babysitter for various NHL hockey players? You should know what that means without me even having to say it. And then, of course, the cheating scandal, where she was chasing after his ass with golf clubs. Imagine being beaten with the instrument that you used to make a livelihood of. Yeah. And of course, his various mistresses were also white women who came forward because Tiger didn't give them any money. And of course, the same Tiger Woods who at that time had the EA golf video games could have broke him off with his EA check stipend, but he was cheap. So they came forward to the media to rake him over hot coals. Of course, Tiger Woods is a four-time winner of the Masters. A couple years ago, his son was in attendance as he won it again. And the world cheered and applauded for Tiger Woods. But here, I will never forget that Tiger Woods, with a chance to give us something or someone to look up to, chose to renounce and denounce his blackness. So take care of yourself, Tiger Woods. But you don't have to be a prophet to decree that clearly his days of playing in any more tournaments are officially over. Now, if you've come this far, back to my regularly scheduled programming. Let's go. So I was up late last night taking in the Lakers versus the Washington Wizards. The Lakers were up by 17, and then all of a sudden it turned into the Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook show. Beal, 6 of his 33 points in overtime. Westbrook 6 of his 32 points in overtime. LeBron missed a free throw that could have won the game in regulation. The Wizards have now won 5 straight, their longest win streak in nearly 5 years. They win their first game in LA, in Staples Center, against the Lakers for the first time since March of 2017. The Lakers have now lost 4 of their last 5 games. But am I in crisis? The answer is no, Chicken Littles, because to the sports fans, nation and worldwide, to the sheeple who tremble with fear, the goal is to get a playoff spot, get to the finals, and again, become back-to-back NBA champions. The Wizards needed this game more than the Lakers do. I am not worried about 4 losses in 5 games. Again, no AD, no Dennis Schroeder. What are we supposed to do? Wesley Matthews, however, he cost the Lakers the game with his poor shooting on the night. However, with this win, the Wizards are turning around their season, and even though there's a lot of sub-500 teams in the East, the dreadful East, a lot of teams between 7 and 13 are within a game or 2 of one another, so it looks to be an exciting finish to the season, of course, after we come from All-Star break regarding the Eastern Conference. And let me tell you something, sports fans nationwide. If the Wizards overtake and get a playoff spot over the Hawks, I'll just leave it at that. Truly a horrible day. Phoenix Suns annihilated the Portland Trailblazers. Final score 132-100. Devin Booker had 34 points on the night. DeAndre Ayton had 19 points. The Phoenix Suns have now won 9 out of their last 10 games. The Trailblazers have lost 2 in a row after winning 6 in a row. And at 20-10, I have legitimate concerns about the Phoenix Suns and their place in the Western Conference. A dangerous team. And I have to talk about the Chris Paul effect right there. Am I pointing? Right there. Chris Paul, CP3. Clearly, I thought that he was going to be left for dead when OKC sent him to Phoenix. But him and Booker and Ayton, let's face it, sports fans nationwide, they have a big 3 out there in Phoenix. And Chris Paul is the consummate professional. I've laughed at him in the past for not getting it done in the playoffs, which is valid and which is true and fair. However, like what he did with OKC, you could put him anywhere on the NBA landscape and he will make a team a playoff contender. You heard it here first. Watch out for the Phoenix Suns. The Utah Jazz, franchise record 28 threes. 19 of those threes were by their backups, the most in NBA history. They annihilate the Charlotte Hornets. Final score 132-110. Gordon Hayward and LaMelo Ball each had 21 points. What makes this final score even more scary is that the Hornets had 25 points off of 21 turnovers for the Utah Jazz. And are they the most dangerous team in the NBA? The Prophet is going to ixnay that. You know why? Because it's the regular season. And the regular season is different from the playoffs. It's different from the postseason. Bright lights will be activated. National stage will be set. And I will not buy in to what the Utah Jazz are doing. Nice try, though. The Miami Heat wrapped up their 7-game road trip with a 108-94 victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder. They went 4-3 on the 7 games, winning their last 3 games. So it looks like things are looking up for Miami, which is in, various trade rumors with Andre Drummond and Hassan Whiteside potentially. But we'll see how it goes. Bryce, if you're watching, very impressive. However, I can't even bury the Heat season right now because they're suddenly back in contention. So that's a good thing for the Miami fans out there. Chicago Bulls over the Houston Rockets, 120-100 final score as the Houston Rockets have now lost 8 straight games. In a 102-92 victory, the Dallas Mavericks annihilate the Memphis Grizzlies. Tim Hardaway Jr., 29 points, 7 of 11 from three-point range. Luka Doncic had 21 points on the night, snapping his franchise record 14 straight games with 25 plus points, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a trade rumor, or not a trade rumor, that the Dallas Mavericks were looking to trade Porzingis to the Golden State Warriors. Now, owner Mark Cuban says that's not true, but sports fans nationwide, we know what it is. You can't trust management. You can't trust the upper management, and you definitely can't trust a fucking owner. Because the day they say there's no such trade rumors, you'll wind up getting traded later on. If not that day, somewhere down the line, down the week, down the month. So I am going to verify this as being true because Porzingis is a dud. The Mavericks wasted a shitload of money giving him $100+ million despite all his various knee issues and his inability to play during the playoffs when it really counts. But again, I, the prophet, had decreed that there would be no real dynamic duo between Porzingis and Luka. And hopefully, like I had decreed, hopefully Luka will leave the Mavericks and come to my and your LA Lakers, where he has a good chance of being a champion. I know Luka wants to be a champion. Come to LA, Luka. You're wasting your time out there in Dallas with Porzingis, who will never be ready come playoff time or in the season, or even if you make the playoffs, he'll get hurt and have to miss playoff games. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So, sports fans nationwide, I hope you will be around because we have a doubleheader going on tonight. Boston Celtics taking on the Dallas Mavericks, and the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Denver Nuggets. I can't stand the fucking Boston Celtics. And any chance I can get to watch them lose, oh, I most definitely will. And don't think I forgot on Sunday when they blew that 24-point lead to Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. Until next time, sports fans nationwide, Lex Anderson signing out.